All right, let's talk about something that can literally define your entire career, your writing. And no, I'm not just talking about grammar. I'm talking about the kind of writing that gets you noticed, gets you hired, and helps you build the exact future you want.
So what are the stakes here? Well, let's start with a number, 12. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, that's the average number of jobs a college-educated person will have in their lifetime. Think about that. That's 12 different times you're going to be applying, interviewing, and making that crucial first impression. Mastering this isn't a one-time thing. It's a fundamental skill for your whole career.
You know, every single time you hit submit on the job application, you're actually entering what I call the 10-second challenge. You've spent hours, maybe even days, getting your resume just right. But on the other side of that screen, a clock is ticking, and you've got just a few moments to make it all worth it. That's right, 10 seconds. That's pretty much the average time a recruiter will spend on your resume before making a snap decision. 10 seconds to represent years of your hard work and education. That's all you get. You have to make it count. So that brings us to the big question, right? In this crazy world of endless digital applications and attention spans that are shorter than ever, how do you make your writing powerful enough to pass that 10-second test? How do you actually stand out from the crowd? Let's break down exactly how to do that.
Okay, so the very first thing you have to understand is that you're not just writing for a person anymore. You actually have two gatekeepers you have to win over. First, there's the automated software, the bot, that scans your application. And then there's the human recruiter who makes the final call. You got to write for both. And these are two totally different audiences. On one hand, you have the bot. It's called an applicant tracking system, or ATS. It's just scanning for keywords, standard headings, and industry jargon. It's a machine matching data points. But then your second audience, the human, well, they're looking for a clean design. They want to see your impact with real numbers. And deep down, they're looking for a compelling story. You have to be smart enough for the software, but persuasive enough for the person.
So, how do you beat the bot? First, go through the job description like a detective and find all the key keywords. Then sprinkle them naturally into your resume. Next, stick to really standard headings like work experience and education. This is not the time to get clever. And finally, and this is a big one, always save your file as a PDF. It locks your formatting in place, so the ATS can read it without any glitches. Once you're past the bot, you've got to grab that human's attention fast. Use clean, simple fonts like Arial or Calibri. Quantify everything you can. Don't just say you increase sales. Say you increase sales by 15% in 6 months. See the difference? Put your best stuff right at the top. And remember, a lot of recruiters are scanning on their phones, so keep it short, punchy, and super easy to read. You want to know the absolute fastest way to fail the 10-second challenge? A typo. Seriously. For a recruiter who's got a stack of 200 applications to get through, a simple spelling mistake is the easiest reason in the world to just say no. It screams a lack of attention to detail. So please, proofread it. Then have a friend proofread it. Then read the whole thing out loud. Your goal has to be 0 errors, period.
Okay, so your application is flawless. You're done, right? Not even close. The screening process doesn't stop there. Today, employers are looking way beyond your resume. They're looking at your digital footprint, what we can call brand you. And this first impression happens long before you ever get to shake their hand.
And if you think they're not really looking, think again. A recent survey found that 55%, that's more than half, of hiring managers have straight up rejected a candidate because of something they found on social media. Your online presence isn't just personal anymore. It's a professional asset or a huge liability.
So how do you get control of it? It's a pretty simple 3-step process. First, Google yourself in an incognito or private window. That way you see what a potential employer sees. Second, clean it up. Go back in time and delete or untag anything that doesn't look professional. And third, crowd it out. The best defense is a good offense. Start sharing positive, professional content on places like LinkedIn to push any old negative stuff way down the search results.
And here's the twist. You might think the safest move is to just delete all your accounts and disappear from the internet. But actually, that's not the case. About 21% of hiring managers say they see a total lack of an online presence as a red flag. To them, it might look like you have something to hide. So having a curated, professional online brand isn't just an option anymore, it's a real asset. Now, this whole idea of powerful writing goes way beyond just your job application. It's in your networking emails, your LinkedIn messages, all of your daily communication once you actually get the job. Writing with precision and power is a skill you'll use your entire career. Let me show you an example.
Okay, listen to this sentence. It's just full of hype and exaggeration, right? Words like always, incredibly, literally anyone. It sounds like marketing fluff, and honestly, it just undermines your credibility because you're trying way too hard.
Now listen to this version. It's confident, it's precise, and it sounds professional. Significant performance advantages is strong, but it's believable. Tested well with diverse user groups, gives evidence without making some crazy claim. This is the kind of writing that builds trust and makes you sound like an expert.
Let's apply this to something you might do today, writing a networking message on LinkedIn. Don't just send that generic "I'd like to connect" request. Follow this simple but powerful structure. A quick introduction that finds some common ground, a really clear purpose, be specific, and ask for a 15-minute call, and a polite conclusion that shows you respect their time. This is how you actually get responses.
So, what does this all add up to? It all adds up to your professional brand. And what is that really? It's the collective story that all of your writing tells about you. Every resume, every single email, every social media post, they're all chapters in that story. Each one shapes the perception of who you are and what you bring to the table. In the end, your career is a story, and you are actively writing it with every single word you choose. So, the real question is, what's the next page of your story going to say? What will you do today to make sure it's a chapter that leads you exactly where you want to go?